Hello dear students, welcome to Solid State Physics. I am Dr. Pervaiz Ahmad. This is lecture number 6, and this lectures we are going to discuss about the unit cell, primitive unit cell and Wigner-Seitz unit cell. So let's proceed towards today's lecture. So we already have a discussion on unit cell in the previous lecture. Here we will a bit further explain the concept of a unit cell from the figure you can see it here. This is just a bit more discussion of the unit cell from the previous lecture. So this is a particular unit cell. The unit cell and consequently the entire lattice is uniquely determined by the sex lattice constant, that is A, B, C. The three are the lattice vectors. A, B, and C are the lattice vector or the lattice constant, and alpha, beta, and gamma, these are the angle between the two lattice constant or the lattice vector. So only 1/8 of each lattice point in a unit cell can actually be assigned to that cell. Here you can see this is a particular unit cell, a cubic unit cell. So here only 1/8 of each lattice point. This is a lattice point, this is a lattice point, this is a lattice point. So only 1/8 of each lattice point and this particular unit cell can actually be assigned to that cell. So each unit cell in the figure can be associated with 8 multiplied by 1/8 is equal to 1 lattice point. So in sample words, what it means that we have 8 corners. So in each corner 1/8 of the portion we can assign. So total we have 1 lattice points per unit cell. So what is mean by primitive unit cell and vector? So a primitive unit cell is made of primitive translation vectors A1, A2 and A3 such that there is no cell of smaller volume that can be used as a building block for the crystal structures. So in sample word, the primitive unit cell basically means the smallest unit cell. The smallest unit cell we can call as the primitive unit cell. So a primitive unit cell will fill the space by repetitions of suitable crystal translation vectors. So this is defined by the parallel fifth A1, A2 and A3. The volume of the primitive unit cell can be found by the vector product. You can see it here. So V is equal to A1 dot A2 cross A3. It's a vector product. Thus we can find the volume of the primitive unit cell. So here is another example of primitive unit cell. Here in this lattice you can see that we have primitive cells that we have denoted by P, and we have not primitive non-primitive unit cell that we have defined we have denoted by NP. So what is the key difference between the primitive and non-primitive unit cell? So let's find it for yourself. A primitive unit cell must have only one lattice point. So here you can see we have all these primitive cells, they have only one lattice point. So what about the non-primitive unit cell? The non-primitive unit cell has more than one lattice point. So there can be different choices for the lattice vector, but the volume of these primitive cells are all the same. So what about the Wigner-Seitz method or Wigner-Seitz unit cell? So for the Wigner-Seitz methods, you have to carefully understand the concept from this figure. And in this figure you can see that we have a lattice. Now in this lattice we have to draw a Wigner-Seitz unit cell, and we also have to discuss them point-wise in the text. So first you have to observe here samples some sort of animations. So first we select an origins, just like we did. We take the sample, and then we we find out the nearest neighbors. So just like you can see, you can observe for yourself. These are all the neighbors that we pointed out by these line. Now when it's done, so each line we cut it from the middle, or we draw perpendicular at the middle of the each line joining this near neighbors, and at the ends it make a particular type of the unit cell that we call Wigner-Seitz method. So in standard text we can write a sample way to find the primitive cell, which is called Wigner-Seitz cells, can be done as follows. These are the sample steps. First, what actually you do, we choose a lattice point, just we did here, this point. Then draw lines to connect these lattice to its neighbors. So we draw these lines. So this cells, this particular point is connected to its nearest neighbor. Then at the midpoint, just like we did here, at a midpoint and normal to this line, draw new lines. So here in the mid of each line, we draw normal to these new lines. So by joining all these normals, the closed volume is called as the Wigner-Seitz cell. So this is the concept of the Wigner-Seitz cell. How you draw a Wigner-Seitz cell inside a particular lattice. So here is the example of Wigner-Seitz cells in 3D. Here this is the Wigner-Seitz cell and FCC structure, and here this is the Wigner-Seitz cell and the BCC structure. So that's all we have for this lecture. Thanks for watching, but stay tuned for the next lecture, next important lecture. We are going to discuss about the lattice side and crystal direction and cubic unit cell. So stay tuned for the next lecture. Till then, bye bye.